Lindy, you were named the Farr Perseverance Award winner at the Rolex Awards on Monday. Can you just talk a bit about what that means to you?
Yeah, that was an incredible honor. I was so shocked to receive that award. I found out a couple weeks ago, and I was really excited about the process and very nervous because I didn't really know what to say, but I spent a lot of time thinking about the speech, and it was a great experience. It was a lot of fun.
You were also recently elected as a player director. Can you just talk a bit about what it means to you to be honored in these ways by your peers out here?
Yeah, definitely. That process was really cool. I know a couple of the player directors on the board now, and it's a great group. And I'm really excited to, try to add some value and keep growing the tour.
You've had your best season to date this far. Can you just talk a bit about how you've managed to grow so much off the course, but also continue to improve on the course?
Yeah, definitely. I've been very transparent about kind of my journey and the ups and downs, and all along I've just been trying to get better, really in my game and finding holes in my process, and it's really just an effort to try to get better and try to compete harder because the competition is so great. So just trying to find any little way, really. So it's been a very fun process, and it's nice to see a lot of consistent results from that. But the grind does not stop, so there will be a lot more work to come.
And then looking ahead to this week, the Tour Championship, what's going to be your focus this week?
Yeah, I think my game's in a good place. I'm hitting it well, getting a feel for the greens and all the slopes. Practiced well, so the conditions seem like they should be pretty warm, and I generally like playing. The hotter it is, the better I swing, it seems like, so I hope that works out for me.
At this time, I'll open it up to media in the room.
Lindy, I know you didn't know about the award for too long, but I'm curious, give me the nuts and bolts of how long you spent on your speech, toiling over it, and what the feedback you got from other players in the room.
It was a long process. I've changed it about 20 times. I just kept rewriting it, and I actually really enjoy writing. It's something that I've done a lot this past probably 2 years. Just different things that I'm thinking about, and I just write about it, and then I try to think about how to say it a little bit simpler. And in a room full of people like that at the Rolex Awards, it was very intimidating, and I've never given a speech before, ever. I've just only talked to you guys. So I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I couldn't read the speech. It was kind of a mess, but I got through it. That was what Sean told me. He was just like, just get off the stage right before I went up. So that really helped. But yeah, I spent a lot of time rewriting it and trying to understand kind of like where I was and the changes that I had to make to kind of get to where I am now. And that process, it was actually a lot of fun. Like, I was joking a lot with Leona about how stressed I was about giving the speech, but actually writing it was kind of therapeutic and a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's just a fun process to kind of get things down on paper.
And then feedback you received?
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of hugs. I've gotten a lot of, great job on the speech, and, a lot of kind words, and especially Austin Kim. I've just really connected with her a lot this year, and she's always just so kind. So yeah, a lot of great feedback.
I was going to ask, what was the most impactful feedback you got? Whether it was a text, whether it was something you saw online, what was the coolest response to your speech?
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of messages. I didn't really like yesterday. I was getting back to a lot of messages, and it was just a lot of like being inspired. And I think that if my story can do that and inspire anyone to like keep working hard and keep their dream going, that means the world to me.
Lindy, I love the speech too, but I'm going to go off the rails for a minute. Without mentioning eights or low points in golf, what do you consider as someone chasing their first win? What's been your highlight so far? What's been your high point?
High point would kind of just be this whole year. I've really played freely, and my game has gotten better. So I just feel so different on the golf course than I used to feel. And so every time I play, whether the score is, good or not, I typically just come off feeling like I gave it everything that I had, and that's a great feeling. I really enjoy putting in the work and kind of allowing myself to be in that mode. Every day I've just enjoyed it. So as far as like a high moment, I mean, the Chevron was, incredible. But there's been a lot. I mean, even last week, I was close to missing the cut and really started playing well, and then had a great weekend. And I mean, that felt like one of the best tournaments of the year for me. Because I went from being 4 over in the second round and finishing 10 under for the tournament. I mean, that really felt amazing too.
This is kind of the weird question, so my apologies, but you graduated from Duke?
Yes.
Why?
I graduated from Duke because I wanted a degree, and I really enjoyed it. I loved everything about team golf, and I loved Coach Brooks, and I loved Duke and Raleigh-Durham, and it was a very important time for me to get better as a golfer.
But you were always pretty good, great results all the way through amateur golf and into college, and I'm sure this was something you probably wanted to do for a living when you were a little girl. Was there any temptation to?
I wasn't ready.
Okay.
I was kind of homeschooled a lot growing up, and I would not have been ready to take on a big stage of like a professional game. I needed to go in steps, and that was a very important step, to be away from home and learn how to do things.
Have you used your degree yet?
Have I used it? My psychology degree from Duke? I feel like
Yes.
kind of on myself all the time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Lindy. I know that you're an alum of our girls golf program. You had such a powerful speech. We shared that out to our members and on social. Just looking at you as an LPGA player, obviously a role model for that next generation, what do you hope that maybe girls following you can take away from you specifically?
Yeah, I think my journey has had ups and downs. And, I've definitely thought about doing other things a lot. But if you love something, like I love golf, and you want to figure it out, there's a way. And you ask for help, you get the right people on your side, and you work together as a team. You can do a lot of really cool things. So I think answering that question for yourself is important. And if you love it, don't quit, and it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a struggle for everyone, and we're all in the struggle together. So I think a lot about my sister's mantra, struggle less, fight harder, never quit. And if you have that attitude, in life and whatever you choose your career, you can go a really long way and have a lot of fun along the way.
And then just looking at the next generation, what would you love to see in terms of just more girls in the game?
Yeah, I think golf, and especially women's golf, is really close to just exploding. And I think there's a lot of excitement around our game. And the young girls that I've met who are either in college now or are going into the college age, their games are really good. So the game is just getting more and more elevated. And they're hitting it so far, and that's a big part of it. Our courses get longer pretty much every year, so the farther you hit it, you're going to have a big advantage. And that they also don't have the same scar tissue that a lot of veterans have, like myself. So, it's I think it's a very exciting time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
As a new board member, just your thoughts on the job that Craig Kessler is doing so far, and how you hope you can impact the tour in that way.
Yeah, I think Craig is great. I've met him a couple times, and I really like him. Our last player meeting was awesome. I think he's really passionate, and very focused on specific things. And what I hope to bring is kind of the same energy, like I think we're so close, and what do we have to do? And, answering that question I think is going to be difficult. And I think that the pieces are there. It's kind of just bringing it all together. So I hope I can be of value and, figure out everything that we can. But I know that everyone behind the scenes is working really hard.
You and Lydia couldn't have more different roads to get to where you are. What have you learned walking alongside her as a good friend? And did she share with anything beyond that about the board? Because obviously she's done that too.
Yeah, I haven't talked to her much about the board yet, although she said I would enjoy it, getting behind the scenes look and, working closely with the LPGA. They're all great people, and I've known them all for a very long time, except for Craig, because he's new. But yeah, I've learned so much from Lydia. I could definitely write a book on everything I've learned from her, and it just all comes from working hard. She's such a professional, with her time management and her scheduling and just everything she does. There's a purpose and a meaning behind it, and she works so hard. I mean, I've just never seen anyone work as hard as her, and she's just a caring, loving, kind person. And when you're around her, you just feel good. And she's taught me so much about, how to treat my friends, and because she treated me so well, and her whole family. So I definitely try to take a lot from what I've learned from her and take that and use that in my whole life.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Lindy. I have one other question, too. We saw Sean Foley come with you the other night at the Rolex Awards, and seen a lot of reposts in your story, too, of work you guys have done virtually and together. But can you just speak to how instrumental he's been kind of in your journey?
Yeah, he's been great. We were joking in the Pro-Am yesterday that, he's seen stuff in me, but it was just a matter of kind of getting myself out of my own way. And I can't share how he described it because it wouldn't be appropriate, but you can kind of get the idea. He's helped me so much with my swing. Little things, the first time that I asked for his help is I was aiming so far right and hitting these low left shots, and I just could not, figure that out. And our very first lesson was just alignment, and it just grew from there. And little things, even today we were out on the course and learning new short game shots and learning, pin position here, wind direction here, what kind of shot, the lie. He's just been around for so long and knows so much about golf. So we really golf nerd out, and we both kind of get excited about, things. So it's a lot of fun.
One other question, too, about being a golf nerd. How many maybe notebooks and things like that do you feel like you have of all these?
I've thrown them all out. Yeah, I had stacks. And it was kind of part of this year for me was just sort of purging, just getting rid of a lot of stuff. And I threw everything out. I have a lot of stuff on my phone saved, a lot of Word documents that I don't really organize because I'm too lazy. But the actual notebooks, they're all gone.
And is there anyone else you feel like is a golf nerd that you nerd out with, player-wise out here?
Player-wise, golf nerd. I think Leona's up there. Yeah, we talk a lot about golf. She's a pretty good golf nerd. Pretty smart.
Perfect. Thank you so much,
Thank
Lindy.
you.